New reports are shedding more light on Apple's next big iPhone launch and, most importantly for buyers, what the iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max could cost when they arrive later this year, with the iPhone 17e now on sale. Attention has shifted to Apple's upcoming flagship lineup, and if the latest analyst notes are accurate, there's a real chance Apple will keep pricing steady for its next Pro iPhones, even as component costs rise across the tech industry. iPhone 18 Pro prices could stay the same. One of the strongest signals comes from Ming Chi, the well-known TF International securities analyst, with a long track record of Apple supply chain insights. Kuo's view is that Apple may be able to hold pricing stable for upcoming high-end products, including iPhones, despite rising costs for key parts like memory and chips. The core idea behind this prediction is simple. Apple may choose to absorb higher component costs rather than pass them directly to consumers. Strategically, that can help Apple protect demand, expand market share, and strengthen its ecosystem advantage, especially as services and on-device AI features become more central to the iPhone experience. In practical terms, this would mean Apple keeps the next Pro iPhones priced at levels similar to today's flagship models, even while the broader market sees price increases. Why Apple holding prices would be a big deal in 2026 if Apple maintains pricing. It would be a notable move because the memory market has been under pressure. DRAM and NAND prices have climbed in recent months, largely driven by massive demand tied to AI infrastructure buildouts. As companies invest heavily in AI servers and data centers, the ripple effect is higher component pricing across consumer electronics, including smartphones. That's exactly why the idea of a price freeze on iPhone 18 Pro models is gaining attention. It would run counter to the direction many competitors are moving. Current iPhone Pro prices, the baseline Apple may stick with right now. The iPhone 17 Pro starts at $1,099, and the iPhone 17 Pro Max starts at $1,199. If Apple keeps iPhone 18 Pro pricing in the same range, it would be welcome news for anyone planning an upgrade, particularly in a year when several brands have already begun pushing flagship prices upward. Reports indicate Samsung has increased prices on its latest Galaxy S series lineup, and other manufacturers may follow. That backdrop makes Apple's potential price stability even more meaningful for shoppers comparing the best phones in 2026. Jeff Pu also points to stable iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max pricing. A separate report reinforces the same conclusion. Analyst Jeff Pu of GF Securities reportedly expects the iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max to cost the same as the iPhone 17 Pro lineup. His research suggests Apple is aiming to keep prices unchanged or close to unchanged through aggressive cost management. That strategy may include tougher supplier negotiations and targeted savings across major internal components. Pu's note indicates Apple has been working with key memory partners such as Samsung and SK Hynix to secure more favorable pricing on memory chips, one of the areas under the most inflationary pressure. On top of memory, Apple may also attempt to reduce costs in other high-expense parts of the bill of materials, including the camera system and display components, to areas where premium iPhones typically spend heavily. The split launch rumor, Pro iPhones first, standard model, later. Another key part of the current rumor cycle involves Apple's release schedule. Multiple reports in industry chatter suggest Apple could prioritize the Pro models in the second half of the year, most likely the iPhone SE Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max, while pushing the standard iPhone 18 to a later window. In this scenario, Apple could launch the regular iPhone 18 alongside an iPhone 18e at a different time, potentially next year. If that happens, the pricing conversation becomes even more focused on the Pro models, since they would carry Apple's main iPhone launch momentum this September. The iPhone Fold question. A new category, a new price tier. While the iPhone 18 Pro pricing may stay stable, the biggest wildcard is Apple's rumored folding iPhone, often referred to as the iPhone Fold, though the final name could be different. Unlike a typical year-to-year Pro update, a foldable iPhone would represent a brand new product category for Apple, and it's widely expected to be expensive. Since Apple has no prior foldable iPhone pricing history, There's no previous generation to anchor the price. The most expensive iPhone you can buy today is the iPhone 17 Pro Max with 2 TB storage, priced at $1,999. That figure is now being discussed as a possible starting point for Apple's first foldable. Some recent rumors suggest the foldable iPhone could begin around $1,999 for a base storage option such as 256 gigabytes. If Apple applies its usual storage tier pricing structure, higher capacities could climb quickly, potentially landing around $2,199 for 512 gigabytes and $2,399 for 1 terabyte, depending on how Apple positions the device. Interestingly, while $2,000 sounds extremely high compared to a standard iPhone, it may still come in lower than some earlier expectations, which had pointed to an even higher starting price, closer to $2,399. Why a foldable iPhone is harder to launch right now. Launching a foldable iPhone is difficult under normal market conditions. Doing it during a period of volatile memory and storage pricing makes it even harder. Foldables typically require expensive displays, specialized hinges, and additional durability engineering areas where costs can stack up quickly, especially at Apple's quality standards. Even so, the steady flow of leaks and analyst commentary suggests Apple is at least seriously exploring a foldable launch, and momentum behind the idea remains strong. What this means for buyers waiting for the next iPhone if these reports hold true. iPhone 17 Pro and iPhone 17 Pro Max pricing could remain at roughly $1,099 and $1,199 starting points, an outcome that would stand out in a market where flagship phone prices are trending upward at the same time. Buyers curious about the iPhone Fold should prepare for a different kind of pricing conversation entirely. A foldable iPhone would likely sit above the Pro Max in Apple's lineup and could introduce a new ultra-premium tier starting around $2,000 until Apple officially announces its plans. Nothing is confirmed but taken together. The latest analyst reports point to one encouraging theme. Apple may try to keep the iPhone 17 Pro series affordable by flagship standards, even if it introduces a separate, much more expensive foldable model alongside it.